What if I told you in this briefcase, I've got a tool that can take your marketing from to $1 million level messaging? Would you believe me? Well, believe it or not, by the end of this video, not only will you walk away with this tool, but an understanding of how to start using it effectively for your brand or business today. Marker. If you're a business owner, a marketing director, or a content creator who feels stuck trying to explain what makes your business special, this video is for you. Recently, we released a video that talked about the 7 tips we would give any business owner creating their own content. If you haven't given that a watch, I highly recommend it. In that video, I talked about the importance of knowing the role you play in your story. In particular, I talked about the StoryBrand framework. In this video, we're going to take a deeper dive into that framework and break it down in detail. Not only that, but by the end of this video, you're going to know how to apply it to your marketing scheme and start messaging like $1 billion brand, no matter your industry. Story time. About a year ago, we realized our brand messaging wasn't everything it could be. We knew the elements of a good story, and we'd even seen firsthand how story had helped our clients grow. But we hadn't yet pinpointed the difference between a story that could actually drive results and one that just kind of did all right. The stories we were telling were by the book solid, but when we discovered Donald Miller's StoryBrand framework, we realized we had been misassigning character roles in our stories. In an effort to show our brand in the best light, we had positioned ourselves as the hero of the story. And likewise, we were positioning our clients as the heroes of their stories. The story we were telling for ourselves looked like this. A character, our clients, had a problem. They met a hero, that was us, the company, who overcame the problem and ended in success. The problem with the story structure is that the very thing that makes it ideal for the company makes it a turnoff for the customer. Your customer is stuck as the damsel in need of saving. Nobody wants to be the damsel in distress. I don't want to be the damsel in distress. You don't want to be the damsel in distress. Even the damsel in distress doesn't want to be a damsel in distress. So why would you make your customers be the damsel in distress? Our instinct is to prove our value and be the hero because people like heroes. I thought, as so many do, that the customers wouldn't buy until they knew just how great we were. But the reality was that the customer wouldn't buy until they knew how great they would be with my service. So the $1 million question is, how do we start telling our story better? Well, that's where the StoryBrand framework comes in. The story should look like this. A character, that's your customer or client, the hero, has a problem, meets a guide, that's you, the company, who gives them a plan and calls them to action. That ends in success and avoids failure. The biggest difference here is who wears the hero role. When you flip the script in this way, you go from Nike, we've done it, to Nike, just do it. From we built the world's smallest music player with massive storage capacity to 1 million songs in your pocket. And which of those appeals to you? It works because it shows your customer a picture of themselves. Stronger, smarter, cooler, more successful, better than they are right now, and flexes your proper role as their guide in lifting them up to achieve that picture. And guess what? When people see themselves as the hero in your story, they get excited about it. Gone are the days of begging in the streets, please someone notice how cool our brand is. When you can deliver a vision to your customers of them as the successful hero, they will come to you. And really, isn't that the way it should be? Your company exists to help solve a problem for someone. By its existence, a business serves the purposes of others. Your marketing should match that. So that's the StoryBrand framework in a nutshell. But don't worry, I'm not handing you a loaded gun without guiding you on how to use it. See what I'm doing here? No, I told you I wanted you to walk away from this video knowing how to apply this framework to your company. So let's do a little exercise. Take out a sheet of paper, or if you're a Notes app person, that'll work too. On there, leave a little space at the top, but then I want you to take some time and write who your company serves. I know it can be tempting to put a broad target market, but really narrow this down. Trust me, the farther you niche this down, the easier it will be to fill in the rest of the framework and the easier it will be to clarify your marketing. For instance, at Chester Media, when we started, we thought our target market was anyone who would pay us to create videos. But as we niched down, that messaging became more and more pointed. Not that we don't serve companies outside of that niche, but that's who we target in our messaging. So once you've identified your target customer, I want you to label in the blank space above, hero. This is who your marketing is for. This is the hero of your story, and their wants, interests, and needs are going to define the next section. which is the problem. Below your hero section, take some time to fill out the problem that your company guides them to solve. For Chester Media, this came in the set of 3 distinct problems that all run together. Most brands fall into one of these 3 camps. They don't know they need a story, they don't know what their story is, or they don't know how to tell it. 3 problems isn't ideal, but it's as far as we boiled it down thus far. Just like the target market, the farther you narrow down the problem, the more effective your messaging will be. Sometimes the problem can be hard to identify, so don't feel bad if you have to workshop this. For us, it took years to really find the problem our clients face. When we first started, I would have said that companies need video. And that was a good start, but there were several layers of whys beneath that. And as we asked that question over and over and over, what we came to realize was not that our clients needed videos so much as our clients wanted tools to help them reach their audience. And when we asked ourselves what was holding them back from growth and reach, we discovered that the brands that most struggled with those things also struggled with their brand story. And that's where we are today, helping brands that don't know they need a story, don't know what their story is, or don't know how to tell it. Like I said, this may take some time to finalize, but for this exercise, narrow down the problem as far as you can. Once you're done with the problem section, you're ready to move on. I want you to label this section Guide. Under that, write the name of your company, and that's literally it for this section. I want to reinforce with you that you are not the hero, but the guide in your story. Take a minute, soak it in. Feels good, right? Now I want you to consider not how you solve the problem the hero is facing, but how you enable them to solve the problem they're facing. What is the secret sauce you give to your clients that empowers them and guides them to victory? Like Master Miyagi's wax on, wax off, or Ben Kenobi's use the force, Luke. I don't know if I can do a Master Miyagi impression.
That's pretty good.
I don't know if that's allowed. Again, to use Chester Media as our example, we create world-class media that enables brands to stand out, connect with their audience, and drive real results. Once you've defined how you empower your client to solve their problem, you're ready to move on to the next section. Go ahead and label this next section of your page, Plan. This is where we will make it painfully simple for your hero what they need to do to work with you. This is not a place to give them 17 onboarding instructions or lay out an entire sales pipeline. This is where you offer clarity. Most brands do better when they keep this to 3 steps, because 3 steps feel manageable. At Chester Media, we use a 3-step process to take our clients from idea to delivered content. And here's how it looks for us. Pre-production, production, post-production. In layman's terms, planning, shooting, and editing. That's it, 3 steps, super clear. The goal is to make working with you feel easy, even exciting. If your steps feel confusing or like homework, you've already lost your customer. So simplify, simplify, simplify. Once you've laid out that plan, it's time to invite your hero to act. Label this next section, Call to Action. And this is where so many businesses get squeamish. We don't want to come across as pushy or salesy, but remember, if your hero is really facing the problem, then offering them help is not pushy, it's kind. You need to clearly invite them to take the next step. Don't bury it, don't hide it, be bold. At Chester Media, we might say, schedule your free discovery call today, or hit that subscribe button. But seriously, if this is resonating with you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We're all about helping brands tell better stories that actually move the needle, and we would love to know that what we're doing is actually helping you. Okay, back to it. A great call to action is clear, direct, and aligned with the plan you just laid out. So what you might have guessed is, it's important to have an end goal in mind for your viewer. As a result of them viewing this piece of media, you want them to fill in the blank. Visit your website, make a call, inquire, watch the next video. Like I said, it doesn't matter what it is, but it's important that you have clearly stated the call to action to your hero to take the first step. Label this next section Success. This is where you remind your hero why the journey's worth it. What do they gain? Think about their emotional payoff, not just the functional benefits. It's not about having a video, it's about feeling confident in your brand. It's about finally seeing your message connect. It's about momentum. For us at Chester Media, success looks like having a video that you're proud to share and that your clients actually want to live in. Finally feeling like your brand has a clear story. Seeing growth and engagement in conversations. What does success look like for your clients? Take a moment and just dream with them here. Now we come to the last section, and this one is so often overlooked, but it's incredibly important. Label this section Failure. Why? Because if there's nothing at stake, there's no urgency to act. Your hero needs to understand what's at risk if they don't solve their problem. what does it cost them to stay stuck? At Chesser Media, we've seen brands stall out for years, throwing money at disconnected marketing, or worse, creating content that actually confuses their audience or pushes them away entirely. That's a real cost. You don't need to be heavy-handed here, but don't skip this section either. Let your audience feel the weight of inaction. When you get clarity on these elements and align your messaging around them, your marketing stops being noise and starts being a story your customers actually want to be a part of. So take time with this, workshop it, talk about it with your team. Don't treat this as a checkbox exercise. Well, that's the whole thing. The whole StoryBrand starter pack, secret sauce included. We've talked through the foundation of the StoryBrand framework, how to identify your hero, uncover their problem, position your brand as the guide, and lay down a simple plan that leads to transformation. But here's the thing, understanding the framework is one thing. Translating it to video and marketing, that's a whole nother beast. So if you want help crafting videos that use this framework and actually drive results, like and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Or better yet, hit the link in the description and let's talk. Catch you in the next one. Chesser Media, out. Marker.